77% humidity, 9 degrees Celsius feeling like 3. And in the next 6 hours, some of you will see conditions you have not experienced in years. But here is what nobody is telling you about tonight. Right now, as you are listening to this, a massive low-pressure system is sitting directly over the United Kingdom. This is not your typical February drizzle. We are talking about persistent rainfall that started at 6:00 this morning and will not stop until tomorrow afternoon. The Met Office issued flood warnings at 7:30 this morning. Those warnings are still active right now. And if you live in western areas, the next 3 hours are critical. Here is the question everyone is asking. When will this hit my area? Stay with me, because at the 2-minute mark, I will tell you the exact timing for your city. But first, you need to understand what is happening in the atmosphere right now. London. If you are in the capital, you are already feeling this. The rain started 9 hours ago. It has not stopped. It will not stop for another 14 hours. Maximum temperature today, 9 degrees Celsius. Right now, 7 degrees. But here is the number that matters. Wind chill makes it feel like 4 degrees. That is a 5-degree difference. Your body is losing heat faster than you realize, Birmingham. This is where it gets serious. Air quality has reached high pollution levels. The pollution index is at 143. Anything above 100 is unhealthy for sensitive groups. If you have asthma, if you have respiratory issues, if you are over 65, listen carefully. The combination of stagnant air and moisture is trapping pollutants at ground level. Temperature, 8 degrees, but that is not the real story. The real story is what is coming in the next 4 hours. Manchester. Temperature sitting at 8 degrees, dropping to 3 tonight. But check your watch right now. In exactly 2 hours and 30 minutes, a new rain band will reach you. This is not the rain you have been experiencing. This is heavier. This is accompanied by winds gusting up to 45 kilometers per hour. If you need to drive tonight, do it in the next 90 minutes. After that, visibility drops below 200 meters. Liverpool, you are getting hit from 2 directions. Atlantic winds are pushing moisture inland. Temperature shows 9 degrees, but on the waterfront, it feels like 2 degrees. That is a 7-degree wind chill factor. If you are near the docks, near the coast, you are experiencing the worst of this right now, and it intensifies after 9:00 tonight. Here is something critical that affects all of you in the northwest. At exactly 10:45 tonight, wind speeds will peak. 48 kilometers per hour sustained winds. Gusts reaching 64 kilometers per hour. That is strong enough to move wheelie bins, to tear down weak branches, to make driving genuinely dangerous. Bristol. Temperature 9 degrees, dropping to 4. But here is the data point that matters. Only 3 hours of sunshine today. The entire day. Cloud cover is at 98%. Rain starts light at 7:00 tonight. Becomes moderate by 9:00, becomes heavy by 11:00. If you have outdoor plans between 9 and midnight, cancel them now. Cardiff, 8 degrees now, 4 degrees by midnight. But here is what you need to know. A new rain band is forming 120 kilometers south of you right now. It is moving north at 23 kilometers per hour. Do the mathematics. That band hits Cardiff at approximately 8:15 tonight. When it arrives, rainfall rates jump from 2 millimeters per hour to 12 millimeters per hour. That is a 600% increase in 90 minutes. Comment below and tell me where you are watching from. I will give you specific timing for your exact location, because what happens in the next 6 hours is different for each region. Northern England, this is where tonight becomes genuinely interesting. Newcastle upon Tyne. 8 degrees now, 4 degrees tonight, coastal winds at 37 kilometers per hour, but at altitude, at elevations above 300 meters, something different is happening. Temperature at altitude is 2 degrees. That is cold enough for snow, and that is exactly what the models are showing. Leeds, Sheffield. Listen carefully. You are in the Pennines corridor. As this rain band moves north, it hits elevation. It hits colder air. Above 400 meters, precipitation changes from rain to snow. That transition happens at approximately 3:00 tomorrow morning. If you live in high areas, if you need to drive through high areas tomorrow, you will wake up to snow, not a dusting. Accumulation of 5 to 8 centimeters. York, 9 degrees dropping to 3. Rain appearing sporadically now. But after midnight, frequency increases. By 2:00 in the morning, rain becomes constant. And here is the timing you need. The heaviest period hits York between 3:30 and 5:30 in the morning. 2 hours of the most intense rainfall of this entire system. Nottingham, Leicester. 8 degrees dropping to 4 in both cities. Air quality in Nottingham is acceptable, but only just. The reading is 89. Anything above 90 is concerning. You are on the edge. Now Scotland. This is the most complex part of tonight's forecast. Edinburgh, 7 degrees now, 2 degrees by midnight. But temperature tells only half the story. Rain continues. not drizzle, actual rain. And on the hills to the east, on the Pentlands, on higher ground, it is already snowing. The snow line is at 350 meters right now. By midnight, that snow line drops to 250 meters. By 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, it drops to 150 meters. What does that mean for you? If you live in elevated suburbs, if you are in Corstorphine, if you are in the Braids, you might see snow by dawn. Glasgow, 6 degrees dropping to 2. Very cold for a city centre. Rain continuous. Winds at 41 kilometres per hour. And here is the specific timing. The worst period for Glasgow runs from 11 o'clock tonight until 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. 5 hours of intense weather. Rainfall totals during that period, 28 millimetres. That is half your monthly average in 5 hours. Aberdeen. This is the most severe situation in Scotland tonight. 6 degrees now. 2 degrees by midnight. You are coastal. You are exposed. You are getting the full force of this system. Wind speeds right now are 43 kilometres per hour. By 10 o'clock tonight, they reach 52 kilometres per hour. By midnight, gusts hit 70 kilometres per hour. That is storm force winds. And on the eastern hills, it is already snowing. The A93, the A96, any route through elevated terrain sees snow after dark. If you absolutely must travel those routes tonight, do it before 7 o'clock. After that, conditions become treacherous. Inverness, Scottish Highlands, 8 degrees now, but here is the shocking number, 0 degrees by midnight. That is an 8-degree drop in 6 hours. This is one of the fastest temperature drops we are seeing anywhere in the United Kingdom tonight. And with that temperature drop comes snow. Not at sea level, not yet, but above 200 meters. Absolutely. Let me give you the comprehensive picture now, because all of these individual forecasts connect into one massive system. This low pressure system is not moving. It is parked over the United Kingdom. It is spinning. It is pulling moisture from the Atlantic. And that moisture is falling as rain across 87% of the country right now. That new rain band I mentioned earlier, the one forming south of Cardiff, that reaches southern England at 7:45 tonight. It reaches the Midlands at 9:30 tonight. It reaches northern England at 11:15 tonight. It reaches southern Scotland at 1:30 tomorrow morning. It reaches the Highlands at 4:45 tomorrow morning. Why does this matter? Because when that rain band passes over you, rainfall rates double. If you are getting 6 millimeters per hour now, you will get 12 millimeters per hour when that band arrives. Scotland faces the most complex situation because you are dealing with rain and snow simultaneously. The boundary between rain and snow is elevation. Below 200 meters, rain. Above 400 meters, snow. Between 200 and 400 meters, it depends on local conditions. Here is the key information for Scottish residents. If you can see hills from your window, those hills will be white tomorrow morning. Guaranteed. Now, frost. Will we see frost tonight? Most areas, no. Temperatures stay above freezing at ground level. But humidity is the issue. 77% humidity in most locations. Some areas reporting 82%. That level of moisture makes everything feel colder. 7 degrees with 77% humidity feels like 3 degrees. Air quality deserves serious attention tonight. Birmingham is at hazardous levels for sensitive groups. Manchester is borderline. Why? Cold air is dense. It sits low. Pollution cannot disperse. If you have respiratory conditions, tonight is not the night to go for an evening walk. Flood warnings, currently active in 43 locations across England. The heaviest hit areas are in the west. Gloucestershire, Herefordshire, parts of Cumbria. These are areas with rivers already running high from previous rainfall. Tonight, as rain pushes them over capacity, if you live near a river, if you live in a flood-prone area, check the Environment Agency website right now. Not tomorrow, now. Because water levels are rising as we speak. Wind speeds vary dramatically by location. Coastal areas are seeing the strongest winds. Aberdeen, Liverpool, Newcastle, these cities are reporting sustained winds above 40 kilometres per hour. But inland areas are not calm either. Birmingham is seeing gusts of 34 kilometres per hour. For those in mountainous areas, this is your specific warning. Wales. The Brecon Beacons above 400 metres will see snow tonight. North Wales, Snowdonia, definitely snow above 350 metres. Northern England. The Pennines, the Lake District, snow above 300 metres. Scotland, anywhere above 200 metres in the Eastern Highlands sees snow. Why does elevation matter so much? Because every 100 metres you climb, temperature drops approximately 0.6 degrees Celsius. At sea level, 7 degrees means rain. At 500 metres elevation, that same air mass is 4 degrees. That is cold enough to turn rain into snow. Road conditions deteriorate rapidly with this combination of rain and wind. Standing water appears on poorly drained roads. The M6 through Cumbria, the M74 in Scotland, the A5 in North Wales, these routes are already reporting surface water. After dark, you cannot see standing water until you are in it. If you drive tonight, reduce speed by 20%. If the limit is 110 kilometers per hour, drive at 88. Your stopping distance in wet conditions is double what it is in dry conditions. Your visibility is reduced by rain on the windscreen, by spray from other vehicles, by darkness. For pedestrians, visibility is your biggest challenge. Drivers cannot see you in the rain. Wear reflective clothing, carry a torch, cross only at lighted crossings. Health implications of this weather are significant. Cold, damp air increases your risk of respiratory infections. If you are over 65, if you have existing health conditions, minimize exposure tonight. Stay indoors when possible. If you must go out, dress in layers, keep your core temperature stable, cover your head because you lose 40% of body heat through your head. Looking forward to tomorrow, Friday the 6th of February, this system continues. The rain band keeps moving north throughout the day. Southern England sees improvement by afternoon. The Midlands see improvement by early evening. Northern England stays wet until late evening. Scotland stays wet through the entire day and into tomorrow night. Snow continues on Scottish mountains through Friday. The Cairngorms, the Grampians, the Northwest Highlands all see continuing snowfall. Accumulations by Friday evening could reach 15 to 20 centimetres above 600 metres. Weekend forecast shows no significant improvement. The low-pressure system remains in place. Saturday brings occasional drier periods, but skies stay overcast. Sunday sees another rain band approaching from the southwest. For the bigger picture, February 2026 is behaving exactly like typical British February weather. Historical data shows February in the UK averages 19 rainy days. Average rainfall is 56.7 millimetres. This is not unusual weather. This is normal British winter. Here is your action list for tonight. Check your area for flood warnings. Secure outdoor items that wind might move. Ensure you have torch batteries in case of power cuts. Keep your phone charged. Have emergency numbers ready. Temperature timeline for major cities through tonight. London starts at 7 degrees now, drops to 6 degrees by 9 o'clock, reaches 5 degrees by midnight, bottoms out at 4 degrees by 4 in the morning. Birmingham starts at 8 degrees, drops to 6 by 10 o'clock, reaches 5 by midnight, bottoms at 4 degrees by 3 in the morning. Manchester starts at 8 degrees, drops to 5 by 11 o'clock, reaches 4 by 1 in the morning, bottoms at 3 by 4 in the morning. Edinburgh starts at 7, reaches 4 by 10 o'clock, drops to 3 by midnight, bottoms at 2 by 3 in the morning. Glasgow starts at 6, reaches 4 by 9 o'clock, drops to 3 by 11, bottoms at 2 by 2 in the morning. Rainfall accumulation through tonight tells the complete story. London accumulates 8 millimetres by 9 tonight, 14 millimetres by midnight, 22 millimetres by dawn. Cardiff accumulates 6 millimetres by 8 tonight, 15 millimetres by 10, 26 millimetres by midnight, 38 millimetres by dawn. Manchester accumulates 7 millimetres by 9, 16 by 11, 24 by 1 in the morning, 32 by dawn. Glasgow accumulates 9 millimetres by 10 tonight, 20 by midnight, 32 by 3 in the morning, 41 by dawn. These are not small numbers. 38 millimetres overnight is significant rainfall. That is 7% of annual rainfall in one night. That is why flooding is such a concern. Visibility drops as darkness falls and rain intensifies. Right now, visibility averages 4 kilometres in rain. By 9 tonight, that drops to 2 kilometres in heavier rain. By midnight, 1 kilometre in the heaviest bands. Early morning hours below 500 metres in some areas. The system finally clears. Southern areas Friday afternoon, Midlands Friday evening, northern areas Saturday morning, Scotland Saturday afternoon. But clearing does not mean sunshine. Clearing means the rain stops. Clouds remain. Winds continue. Temperatures stay low. Your specific timing depends on your exact location. Comment your town or city below and I will reply with precise timing for when the rain band reaches you, when winds peak in your area, and whether you might see snow. Remember this, tonight is challenging weather, but it is manageable weather. It is not a storm. It is not a hurricane. It is persistent rain with strong winds. Dress appropriately, drive carefully, stay informed. And tomorrow we will have new information, new timings, new forecasts. Because weather forecasting is continuous monitoring, continuous updating, continuous refining. Stay safe tonight. Stay dry if you can. Stay warm, definitely. This weather system is large, it is persistent, but it is not permanent. It will pass. Conditions will improve. But tonight, right now, this is what we are dealing with. 6 o'clock Thursday evening, 5th of February 2026. This is your complete United Kingdom weather forecast. Every city, every region, every timing, every warning, everything you need to know to get through tonight safely. And if you found this helpful, if this gave you the specific information you needed, stay connected for tomorrow's update, because the forecast for Friday has some surprising developments that might affect your weekend plans. But that is tomorrow's story. For tonight, you have everything you need.